Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I just wanted to put together a little, not a folio review, a watch list review, and I'm going to hunt for some monsters, the next sleeping giants. Let's see what's going on. I'm just opening up here to Iraska, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. 350, 350 shares at 361, which is small potatoes, it's like $1,000 or whatever, but got the $80,000 trading portfolio, and so I'm only putting in max 3% on any one trade. And this was an exploratory trade. I wasn't expecting it to kind of explode like this, but it did. I didn't get a chance to kind of add to the position. I could add to the position now, but three huge candles, I think it's probably going to come down pretty soon, so I may wait for the pullback. But I find that with small caps, once you've got your 100% traded, 98%, 99%, which is, doubling your money on any one trade in 2 weeks is amazing as far as I'm concerned. Try putting $1,000 into Tesla and you might make, $10 in a couple of weeks. And so this is just the raddest thing ever. This is why I trade small caps, because as I say, if you put $1,000 into Tesla, yeah, you might make $50 or $100 in the course of 2 or 3 weeks. But how about doubling your money in the space of just a few days? It's amazing, and this is the power of small caps. People say, oh, small caps are very volatile. Tesla's volatile, and it lost half its value in this course of a year, so fuck that. So overbought by the dip. These are just little notes I make for myself. That was in here, a little bit overbought. What was it? What was the RSI? It was up at 64. So I did manage to get in when it was on a down day, which is really fantastic. I like buying on down days because you've got more chance the next day's going to be up. It's just a silly little thing that I do, but I like that. And so I've moved my stop right up to the top of the candle. Post market, it's moved up another 5%, and that's quite cool. But there's loads of stocks in my watch list that have totally blown up, and I wasn't able to buy them because I'm not in America, and that would mean I have to call Charles Schwab, and I'm not awake when they're awake, so it's a bit of a pain in the ass. But some of these cannot be traded. I think it's because IPSC, for example, is a penny stock, so you can't buy it via the Charles Thinkorswim interface. You have to call them up, which is a drag. But there was a few stocks that just blew up, so I wanted to review the watch list and maybe get rid of some that are looking a bit boring and maybe add a few. So let's do that. So we're in Trade Vision here. Link below in the description. Please use that link if you find you like the software. It's just a guy, Felix Pren, who made the software. I did his course, one of many courses I've done, and I just like it. It's a really nice interface. It's got a billion things you can do in it, which I don't bother looking at. I just use the Breakout Finder, and that has served me very well. You can go in and look at dark pools and see what all the big money's doing, but you don't need that because this is what the big money's doing. It's trading at 1 million shares a day. And then someone buys 40 million shares at $3, so 120 million, and that just pushes the price, it doubles the price. So that's all you need to do. Keep it simple. Trading is not complex. The most important thing about trading is stop losses. You may have, most traders have, 50% of their trades are winners, 50% are losses. If your losses are 10% of the trade and your wins are 100%, do the maths. You become the casino, not the mug, gambling on the roulette machine. So let's have a look at some of let's start from the bottom. EDAP. I quite liked EDAP for a while. What's it doing? I've not reviewed. Oh, right, wow. The blue mark, the blue line really generally denotes when I started watching it. Seriously watching it. And so EDAP is actually awesome. Even though it's had a couple of days coming down, is the trend still intact? Oh, great. Good buggy software. Is the trend intact? Yeah, pretty much. Is it a good time to buy? I would say so. That's pretty solid, and it's been up way up. I like EDAP still, so EDAP, TMSSA, whatever that means. If it falls down, I would still think it was a buy because it's on the 20. This looks nice. I'm going to leave this in. Let's have a look at Tyra. I mean, mate, what a trade. 22, quite pricey, but I would love it if it came back down to the 20. The RSI is not ridiculous. It's historically been around whatever, the lows of 67. I like this one too still. These are all cool trades. Look at that. Lovely. TYRA is still a thing. Buy the dip. Well, Steve-O, sorry, that's BTD, buy the dip. This is also still very nice. They're all cookie cutter. I just like these huge momentum changes. I think they call them pivots. Whether these are pivot points or what, I'll have to look into. Good to know what I was talking about. But this ginormous crossing of the 200 and the 20s is generally a good sign, I find. And you know, you could say that's your buy entry, that big green candle popping off. But this is kind of tedious from October all the way through. And that's your buy signal, really. I think this would have popped up in Trade Vision on the breakouts, but I love that. That's a nice little curve. It might consolidate, it might collapse. We can put an alert in here. If it goes up above, you know, 596, I would really like that. So these are all really good trades. I like them all. Wow, these are all lovely. I love that little bit of a consolidation there. Bang! What a jump. What is that? How much percent is that? Just in a few days. 12% return. You can just, you know, you could be a 10%er. You can just be clipping 10% out of the market every single day, and it's just fantastic. What was the earnings? 100%. Yeah, I mean, that's really nice, isn't it? Nice pullback here. That could also be an entry. Veil. These are all, I wish I was in all of these. I've been busy doing my YouTube channel and I haven't been doing any trading. Yeah, these are all super nice. That's such a great, see with that 200. Down here we've got our indicators. This is the SMAs. Yeah, 200. When the 200 crosses the 50, I mean, it's just, wow. A bit of a consolidation, but the pop, yeah, get into it. $10. Even the smaller caps, like the ERAS, ERAS, I mean, that's doubled in like 2 weeks. This is taken, it's not even doubled. It's how much percentage that is? Maybe 50%. Let me see. Yeah, even less. So, I mean, micro caps, small caps are what, 250 million to 2 billion. Micro caps are, I guess, under whatever. It's nice, isn't it? But it's, I don't know, about 40% in 3 months. That's kind of boring. This is interesting, isn't it? Big pop. Looks wildly overbought, and that, yeah, it's up at the 69 sort of historical highs here. So there'll be a bit of a pullback. I still like it. I still like you. Wow. Big gaps. Nice support there at 14. Big gap up, just popped off. Still interesting. I'll keep an eye on that one. WRN. Also extremely nice. Just a slow burn, that one. Western Copper. I mean, it's pretty toppy, isn't it? It's up at the 67s. You might want to buy it around the 44s if you can. Worth waiting for. LPCN is just utterly obscene. I missed this one, totally missed this one. Full disclosure, I totally missed this one. There was no pullback. It just hasn't stopped, has it? And it's just cranking. It's up at $8 now. Tiny support, and then boom, huge volume, and it's just gone off. I mentioned this one, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. Fuck off, 154% just a few days, mental. So good. So I feel like the birds have flown a little bit on this one. It's a bit of a bull flag, I guess you could say, which is kind of cool. Will it go higher? Sure looks like it. I would buy it on a down day, but I feel like it's going to pop. This is really still a good trade. It's never too late. I would like to see a bit of a down day. It's kind of pulled back a little bit. It was way up there, and the volume dropping, which is always a good sign as it sort of consolidates a little bit. I think that's going higher. LPCN, I like that a lot. Dirts, Alpha Tau Medical, still very interesting. Way up high. Breakout huge. Let's see what happens after 372. So yeah, I was watching this way back then, and really, that was your entry there. I missed that totally. A million shares. I mean, that's still, it will pull back, and $7 is still very reasonable. So that's one to watch, I think. What PASG farm? I mentioned this one a few days back, and it's just gone off. I didn't buy into this one either. The gap up really was kind of powerful. That would have been a good spot to get in. And this is mental. IPSG. I started watching it there. Should have bought on the little pullback there, but you know, I missed it because I've been busy. That would have been a nice buy. This, how much? Okay, 113 in just 3 days. Amazing. Let's have a look at, if I go to home, I can check out the breakouts and see if there's anything interesting we should be adding to the watch list. Come on, internet, do your thing. Ford. Yeah? Nah. Neo G, what's up? Hey, that's interesting. Let's see more on the advanced charts. I like these. This is my thing, right? So consolidation and pop. Let's see what's happening with Neo. Ardex. Meh. I like Neo G. Neo G is going to be going off. Let's keep an eye on that one. Comp. Yeah, you see what I mean? Like consolidation, breakout, little pullback, buy there, and doubled your money. Nice. I'm just looking for sort of the sleeping giants because that's what I'm into. And waiting for the right setup is just as good as trading. Yeah, look at this. Sid. We don't think you'd be able to buy it on Thinkorswim, unfortunately, which is the whole reason of opening a Thinkorswim account, but Jesus! Missed it. Totally missed it. Nova Bay. That's only 300% in a few days. Damn it. I mean, it's a fake out. You would have got shafted there. And you would have... Yeah. It's a tricky one. I guess the dip and the pullback where it breaks up is pretty special. But this is from Wednesday. Jan 7th. So the pullback to $9. Fucking doubled in a day. Missed it. Tango. We want to really get the first breakout. You want to be there and catching the whole thing going all the way to the moon. So here's the first breakout. Let's see what happened with that one. Very interesting. IPSC, that's the one we just spoke about. I mean, it's not over till it's over. It's only $2. And IPSC is still in the viewport, in the watch list. So that's the first breakout, really, which I love. BWEN, pretty volatile. I don't really want to see things going up and down. I don't really have time for that sort of up and down disaster. I just like the sleeping giants and catch them on the first breakout and wait for the pullback if you can. If there is a pullback, sometimes there isn't. Sometimes it just goes off. Yeah, missed it. Zeta. Stop losses being very important. All your profits can disappear in a heartbeat. So stop losses, once you set them, don't ever move them. And if you're lucky, you get to move them up. And move them up to your break even as soon as possible. Then you're just playing with house money. And you can let them run. And it's good times. Okay, let's see what Monday revealed. Monday was a big day. Look at that. So many big new. I've been looking at new for months and months. Yeah, nice, but not really my bag. I'm just kind of hunting for gold here. I mean, it's a like Nova is a nice trade. There's a pullback and a bounce. You can get into that if you want, but I prefer the consolidation in the first breakouts. That's just kind of my jam. Look at that. First breakout, pullback, and 300%. Very nice. But that bird's kind of flown. I think when stocks get, parabolic and stuff like that, it gets a bit dangerous. I put my stops really tight, especially once I've hit sort of 100% and double my money, because doubling your money is, let's face it, awesome. The Burning Rock, I wish I'd invested in it. I didn't, because I'm a moron. I've been watching it since 6, 12, 18, 24, 300%. Nice. Should have been in there. Should have been in there. Should have been in there. It's a tricky one. It's PSG. We've been speaking about that for a while. It'll have a pullback, perhaps. I just want to go and look at these charts. Okay, so Neo G. Oh, a little bit of a pop there. Gap up. Gap ups are kind of okay. But I would rather there was just big volume and they sort of had a little pop. This is like ginormous. Yeah, not so into that one. Let's carry on. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty nice. It'll have a little bit of a pullback, no doubt. And a nice trend upwards there. Higher lows, higher highs. Yeah. Don't mind it. That's a sort of slow burn, that one. But yeah, nah. Whoa! Someone knows something. Wink, wink. 9 million. It's gapped up on the third day there. What's it gonna do? Pharma. It's always the pharma guys who are exploding. Probably could get some drug approved by the dodgy FDA. It's done nothing. It's been super flat. Worth watching. I prefer the other stocks in the stock list, to be honest. But we can add it just for fun. I'm really waiting for pullbacks on all these stocks, and I'll be getting into a couple of them. So stay tuned. And there'll be more breakouts this week. I'm liking EDAP. EDAP is cool. A little bit of a pullback. It's way extended CMTL. But it does look nice. It's yeah, Tyra's like crazy. I like it though. I do like it. It's a good run. And EDAP, I think, was my... Yeah, they all look great, really. The idea. Hilarious. Yeah, wow, that would have been great to get into that. Big volume coming in. And then ginormous pop. Cool, well, we'll keep watching and we'll keep searching for more breakouts. Keep waiting for breakouts. Peace and love, and I will see you very soon.